Good evening, friends. Poetry, the whisper between heartbeats, where silence speaks and language retreats. It weaves the unseen with threads of rhyme, turning moments mortal into sublime. So, good evening from India. I'm so happy to see the beautiful smiles on the faces of our lovely poets today. I hope that we shall be able to bring a smile on the faces of our viewers also. And if we do, please drop a comment. A heartfelt welcome to the 49th International Poetry Meet being hosted by Literary Warriors Group. We have completed 4 years of running this special show, and kudos to all the participants and viewers who kept up the momentum. Today, I have on the show Linette Rabsatt from Virginia Islands, Rupa from USA, Dr. Rita Malhotra, Dr. Lalit Mohan Sharma, Dr. Anshu Sharma, and yours truly, Neelam from India. A lot of love from all of us. Let me begin by introducing our multi-talented poets. National Science Talent Scholar and National Scholarship Awardee by Government of India, Dr. Rita is a mathematician, poet, essayist, and translator. Professor and former principal KNC, University of Delhi, postdoctoral fellow at University of Paris. She is currently president PAC India, globally published and translated into 14 languages, including Serbian and Hebrew. She has 16 published books. Recognitions include the honor by Congress of Poets in MEA Romania, the WPA Award Mongolia, Distinguished Poet Award by WIN Canada, besides others. In May 2025, she was an invitee at the Rashtrapati Bhavan for an address by Honorable President Draupadi Murmu to writers and poets. So, welcome, Dr. Rita Malhotra. So glad to have you on the show. With a dozen books of English poetry besides a verse translation of Urdu poems, Dr. Lalit Mohan Sharma, born 1952, Mumbai, taught language and literature at government colleges in Himachal Pradesh and retired as principal in 2010. His recent publications include Hints and Guesses and a monograph, Another Gandhi, on Durga Das, a freedom fighter. His new book of poems, Voids of Silence, will shortly be available, and we have been lucky enough to see the beautiful cover page. Settled in Dharamshala, his association with State War Memorial and Harmony Day Care Center for Special Children is close to his heart. Welcome, Dr. Lalit Mohan Sharma. Linette Rabsatt is a Virgin Island poet with roots in the BVI and USVI who began writing in 1996. You can find her work in her Kindle book, Be Inspired, Poems by Linette Rabsatt, and on her blog, Words of Ribbon. Her poems and short stories have been published in various journals, magazines, and anthologies, including Pulse Poetry Magazine, Visual Verse, Syncopation Literary Journal, Spillwords, and Micromance Magazine. Sounds interesting. She won the 2024 Read You Ting 2 Virtual Caribbean Poetry Contest and was placed second in the 2025 Tell You Story Contest. Welcome, Linette. And we move on to Dr. Anshu Sharma, who is a bilingual poet, writes in Hindi as well as English. In addition, she's a medical graduate and postgraduate from Delhi University and pursued a successful career as a medical professional in the government. She's presently involved actively with charitable medical practice, teaching yoga, social work projects, writing poetry, and globetrotting as a travel enthusiast. She has traveled and explored around 31 countries till now. Her debut poetry collection in Hindi, Antarman Ke Samvad, was published in 2020, and an English poetry collection, Scribble in Style, is in the offing. Waiting to read it, Dr. Anshu. Welcome to the show. Moving on, Rupa Rao holds an MBA and a law degree. She's an admin at LWG and chief coordinator for International Academy of Ethics. Her writings are featured in multiple global poetry anthologies, magazines, and literary platforms. She is into nature walks, yoga, and constantly seeks to nurture her soul. She has co authored, curated, and edited 7 poetry anthologies and 1 prose. In addition, she edited 1 novella and 1 poetry anthology for writer friends. That's so wonderful, Rupa.
Thank you so much, Neelam, for a lovely introduction of each and every poet on the panel. And now it's my privilege and honor to introduce the founder and the person behind Literary Warriors Group. So, the head warrior, if I may say so, Neelam Saxena Chandra, is the author of 80 books and holds 3 records in the Limca Book of Records. She's been honored with Sohanlal Bivedi Puraskar for children's literature by Maharashtra State Hindi Sahitya Academy, the Premchand Award by Ministry of Railways, Rabindranath Tagore International Poetry Award, the Freedom Award by Radio City for Lyrics, the Rural Lifetime Achievement Award, Setu Award for Excellence 2024, among many, many other accolades. And in 2014, Forbes India recognized her as one of the 78 most popular authors in the country. So, welcome to each one of you, and back to you, Neela.
Thank you, dear Rupa, for those kind words. And so, let's begin the show. They seem so cold, yet feel the rain. They hold the echoes of joy and pain. Each crack a story, each curve a sigh. Even stones have hearts that never die. Do stones indeed have emotions, Dr. Rita? Would you like to render a poem about it?
Thank you so much, Neelam ji. So I begin right away. You mentioned stones, and my poem is called Stones Too Can Smile. The riverside rock bemoans its mute existence. Dry days lie in tatters, uncertainty lurks behind iron black nights. Through deep shadows in its eyes, the mute stone watches the river bank come to life as lovers nestle under the canopy of darkness between walls of the winds. Poetry in every pause. Burbling waters in mica shine, wind their way past the docile weather-worn stone, touching, teasing, sometimes mocking. Time arrives, beckons, summons. In a momentary lapse of reason, the surface calm, the stoic stone obliges time. It uproots itself to embark upon its course of destiny. Forging desires, it races ahead, unsheathing its confused dignity. In secret indulgence, in unflinching faith, it surges past abstract paths and narrow by-lanes, beating the winds, overstepping the blurred lines between reality of illusion and illusion of reality, in search of a new land where stones too can smile. Thank you.
Wow, that was such a lovely poem. And it is only a poet who can feel the stone having smile is, and being sad and so many other emotions. Thank you, Dr. Rita. So moving on. Within the mind's warm, glowing space, ideas rise like loaves of gold. Each thought takes shape with tender grace, from sparks of dreams, creations told. Dr. Lalit Mohan, the title of your poem is very interesting. Mind's Oven. What do you bake in there? We are very keen to listen to your poem.
Unmute yourself, please. Dr. Lalit, unmute yourself.
I'm sorry. Mind's oven.
No?
Feelings have left and departed. Feelings have left and departed, leaving me now all alone to myself. Thoughts keep blowing around and settle on memory of persons and events bound to happen in future. In the morning or at night sometimes, feelings return. Feelings return and reframe the thoughts, and mind travels to unknown regions and discovers feelings not known before. A transformed thought occupies the mind. Emotions have a timer set to its heating. Emotions have a timer set to its heating. Mind, like an oven, abides the temperature. Meaning of events percolates slowly. Meaning of events percolates slowly, though there is no finality in the essence. Outward conduct overcomes reluctance. Outward conduct overcomes reluctance. Thank you.
That was such a nice poem, Dr. Lalit, and the way you rendered it was equally wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The answer whispers through the trees. In rustling leaves, the truth is spun. They speak in sighs, in gentle pleas, of fruits below and skies begun. Linette, we are keen to listen to your first poem in this meet.
Thank you. This poem is called The Answer is in the Trees. The wind whispers quietly through the trees. I've only understood the messages since I've borne children, because the cherry tree spoke to my womb, calming it, opening it, so that a healthy baby would be born into my forest, born from the roots that were planted through time. As I struggle through life, the ups and downs, my smiles and frowns, the white cedar with its soft pink flowers sings lustily to me to bring calm, even when I can't seem to manage my emotions, navigating through relationships, harboring my jealousy, worrying about my mediocrity. The hibiscus tree screams its beauty through me, giving radiance and warmth, aromatic therapy. I've been saddened, disheartened, and disgusted, but I don't hesitate to stand under a mango tree just to hear it pray for me, each blossom offering supplication to settle my perturbed spirit. The answer is in the trees, the ones that span my garden, even when my heart is hardened, like driftwood spanning the seashore. Don't consider it dead, it tells me, as I struggle with reinventing me. Be reborn, that sea grape lot stutters to me. I listen to the trees when I stand still. When my will is broken, they answer my call for help, reminding me that my time is finite and that I sometimes bloom most at night, that I bore fruit and should start pruning my lifestyle so that I can withstand the storms. I am that tree, and the answer is within me. Thank you.
Such a powerful ending. I am that tree. Loved it. Loved it. Thank you, Linette. Moving on. The forest weeps where rivers fade. Its wounded heart no longer sings. The trees stand ghosts of what they made as silence spreads on broken wings. Please render your first poem for the day, Dr. Anshu.
Thank you, Neelam. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be on this platform with world-renowned poets and writers. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. And so, as Neelam very beautifully told you about my poem, my first poem is about a forest which is undergoing the winds of change, and it is lamenting about how the winds of change has affected it. It's a sad story, and we all can relate to it. So the title of my first poem is A Forest's Travails. Once it was my breath and fragrance, the greens that shaded the leaves with care, my whole canopy filled with morning light, a cradle made of all the flora so bright. The whispering winds would dance and play through the branches swaying in night and day. The winds of change turned my song to a sigh. And yes, the gust came heavy with no goodbye. Axes galore where the birds once nested. Fires raged where my fauna rested. The seasons went by, but I didn't heal. Each year came for more to steal. Where my spread was, now silence prevails. Where my spread was, now silence prevails. A graveyard made of stumps and dry beds. I sadly watch the sky grow pale as streams and rivers dry up and fish go frail. The winds of change, once soft and kind, now howl through me, bearing my mind. Yet deep inside of my ashen earth, yet deep inside of my ashen earth, a seed remains that waits for the rain. It's eager to come with showers and grace. A second chance awaits in my scorched out space. A second chance awaits in my scorched out space. So that was my poem, A Forest Travails. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
We are talking so much about green environment, and this is what we are sadly doing. So I hope our forests get a breathing space, and we are more green, uh, and it would surely make our hearts green too. So thank you, Anshu, for that wonderful poem.
Thank you.
So moving ahead, to butterfly is to dare and glide, to chase the sun on fleeting wings. Regret blooms where we stayed inside, missing the flight that freedom brings. What does butterfly mean to you, dear Rupa?
Thank you so much, Neelam. As always, your introduction is more beautiful, likely, than my poem itself. So here goes my little twist on what a butterfly means to you and to me. Often heard is tad serious, playful lament. Why didn't I, the butterfly, why didn't I, butterfly, more is wistful sentiment. Often heard is that serious, playful lament. Why didn't I, butterfly, more is wistful sentiment. Among youthful seniors in relationship commitment, has one eluded soulmate attachment? Will special ones sync more with songs of the soul? Can their resonance heal inner gaping hole? Can shinier newborn glue broken bits whole? Wanderings topsy-turvy take a heavy toll. Constant search for still better out there may set the hearts aflutter. However, it plays with sanity and on reason pulls down a shutter. Working through wrinkles melts hearts like butter. To evolve in the now, opt to shed the mental clutter. There is nothing so much better out there. It's all within. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
That's so wonderful. That's so wonderful. I
And
love the way you render your poem. And I was reminded of a little joke. We would
uh-huh.
always say, "What did that little child do with the butter?" So he threw it so that he wanted to watch a butterfly.
See it fly. Yeah, nothing like childhood days and Neelam. So Neelam emotes with myriad rainbows, weaving tapestry of feelings spun. Legacy of 80 books are magic of dream, myth, facts, impactful issues into one. Three records gleam in Limca's vault, her writings a lyric shining flame. From Tagore's nod to Premchand's praise, she retraces storied fame. So the first poem, which she has titled The Garden of Fifties, it's about by the time you're about to reach 50s, you become a large garden with a variety of plants and trees growing on your heart. So I want to see what many hearts out there in 50s and above have to show and say. Over to you, Neelam.
Thank you, dear Rupa. Those were the initial few lines of my poem. So I'll render it my way. The Garden of 50s. By the time you're about to reach 50, you become a large garden with a variety of plants and trees growing on your heart. There may be a large banyan tree of grief that stands hidden at the center, with its roots emerging from here and there. There may be tall trees of conifers, of nothingness, that keep growing on their own without the need to water them. There may be a few creepers that feed from your carefully planted trees, unwanted, but still a part of your life, sometimes blossoming too and spreading cheer. There may be thorny plants of cactus which you have planted on the peripheries of your vulnerable heart to ward off unwanted people coming into your life. There may be beautiful shrubs of roses and love too. Love which you never showed, but that still bloomed in your heart. There may be a large mango tree of affection, the tree that keeps bearing fruits whether someone needs them or rejects them. But then there are 1,000 lilies that keep growing hither and thither in the garden of your heart that make you smile in this garden of fragility. There are 1,000 lilies that keep growing hither and thither in the garden of your heart that make you smile in this garden of fragility. Thank you.
Lovely garden of fragility, and 50s is the new 30s, dear Neelam. So all of us, look at us, beautiful and 30s and shining. Are we not? So lovely
Yes.
poem, great rendition. Thank you so much, and you make us feel young. Back to you again.
Thank you, dear Rupa. And I'm enjoying this show so much. Such wonderful poems are coming, and everybody is rendering it with their full enthusiasm. And so we move on. We have a lot of people who have joined us. Gayatri Joshi is there, Prasanna is there, and we have also commented on each other's poems. Renu is there. So it is a lovely, lovely evening. So with this, we move on to round two. Thank you, dear poets, for your lovely poems, which we are all enjoying. We would like to thank our dear viewers too, and a few lines before we move on to round two. Their voices hum beneath the ground, in every heartbeat, soft and near. Through silent roots, their strength is found. They live in whispers, we still hear. We request you, Linette, to render your interesting poem on your entering the purple portal. Now, what is this purple portal? It's very interesting.
Thank you. This poem is called Through the Purple Portals of My Mind. As I travel through the purple portals of my mind, searching for the truth and trying to connect to my ancestors to give them some hope that the future is making sense, I find that I don't have much to offer because although my hands may be softer, I don't have the wisdom of their day. I've allowed the patterns of modernity to lead me astray. If only I had read the letter, if only had I finished coloring the picture and solved that anagram, I would have been a more colorful child, not lost in an image trace, tinged with disgrace and standing on a mismatched plane. But today I know my bane, that I can't go back in time to question decisions that affect life. Today is just for today. And while I wish I could travel through that portal to connect with another version of myself, I have to reserve daily living for the daily life because despite the decision or distraction, I can't go back. I just have to accept that the purple portals will have to swallow my unsettling dreams. Thank you.
That was wonderful, rather very interesting. And hope you can travel through your purple portal. Uh, so moving on, Dr. Anshu is presently in Lucknow, but I don't know what she feels about the Delhi winters. So a few lines. Delhi dawns mist like silken lace, its breath a hush of fog and flame. Each lane transforms a softer place, and poets wake to dream the same. So, do you enjoy the winters of Delhi or does it make your heart weep? We would love the answer in the form of a poem, please, Dr. Anshu.
Thank you, Neelam. So, winter is the only season in Delhi which I just love. As a Delhiite, I'm so proud to invite all of you to experience Delhi winters sometime or the other. I'm sure you'll all love it. I mean, the newspaper and the media may say anything. Okay, so now coming back to my poem, Delhi Winters. Time is just 8 a.m. here in the clock, and I'm coming out for a walk. Today is a bright winter morning, shy rays of the December sun out peeping. There's a slight nip in the air. The chill sends down a shiver. But the promise of cozy warmth is for sure as the lazy day becomes full and mature. All around is a beautiful myriad of color. The green leaves are soft and demure. Red petals of China roses are shining. Dewdrops on the lotus look inviting. Blue, white, pink, and purple hues are inviting. Pansies, lilies, dahlias, the blooms are dancing. The cool breeze on my cheeks is caressing, the aroma and fragrance in the air, intoxicating. One can go on and on. Delhi winter mornings are indeed infatuating. After a long haul of the summer's heat, pollution, grime, and soot, a continuous bleat, the sun, sweat, and humid endured, long, seamy, long, steamy afternoons that soared. Rains, too, are short and scarce, and the spring is gone, not leaving a trace. November brought a ray of hope back in life. With festivals, the city got a cool respite, as the warmth and light of an early winter play, refreshing, rejuvenating morns, are here to stay. Peanuts and oranges, gajaks galore, peas and gooseberries, a lot of fanfare. Sports and games, walkers and joggers. The cool mornings are beautiful as our winter season sparkles. The cool mornings are beautiful as our winter season sparkles. So that's about Delhi winters. I hope you all sometime come and enjoy it.
I've already written that I'm looking forward to what going and seeing the tulip gardens with you. I've stayed in Delhi for 2 years and I do love it, despite what
Yeah.
anybody else says.
Thank you. Exactly. Thank you, Neelam.
So, moving ahead from the pinks of tulips, peace is a path that never ends, a river flowing, calm yet deep. Through storms it bends, through wounds it mends, a promise our souls forever keep. Dr. Rita, what does peace mean to you?
Thank you, Neelam ji. Your introductions are beautiful. And I just chose this poem because of the turbulent times that we are going through. So, this is called Peace is an Eternal Journey. Distant seagulls trace the homeward path across silent skies boundless, above the silver expanse infinite, draped in swathes of tranquility, harvest of peace. Desertscape of thoughts, sense of reality lost in rocking rhythms of the dunes, soulful brushstrokes of quiet calm on the mind's ochre canvas, oasis of peace. Rose and marigold petals at the temple door, the embrace of 1,000 gods, harnessed pace of time stands still, folded hands, bowed heads, metamorphosed sensitivity. Hushed chorus of burbling brooks, rustling leaves, the sailing breeze. Time wades through autumn leaves in soft footfalls. Dreams wake up to the salutation of quietude. Overcome by a finite sense of completeness, realization dawns that peace is not just a road, nor a direction. Peace is an eternal journey. Thank you.
So beautiful. Peace is indeed an eternal journey, and only those who experience it can say this line. Thank you, Dr. Rita. Thank you so much. Your breath grows faint, yet I still plead for life to hum its tune once more. But peace feels distant. Love turns need, and I am the ache you can't restore. May I request Dr. Lalit Mohan to render her second poem?
Yeah. I must share with you the new book that arrived. It, it arrived yesterday only.
Congratulations and celebrations.
Thank you. It's called Voids of Silence. मौन के शून्य Well, here's the second poem. I hope you like it. It's titled But Alas. But Alas. We lived together for 4 decades. We lived together for 4 decades till she chose to succumb to an ailment, defiant and unrelenting, wouldn't leave in peace as we both struggled with it. Watching her suffer was no little torment. One common fact in human suffering is that there is nothing unusual about it. One common fact in human suffering is that there is nothing unusual about it, but reading about it is a sour thing. But to live is to be dragged over live coals, and worst is what the survivor have to go through. We never realize how much the other means to us. We never realize how much the other means to us. The actual is never known, and we go through motions unawares. We go through motions unawares. Every little gesture or the word uttered haunts once death has parted the two. The worst is the inability to tell another how corrosive little scratches of memory. The worst is the inability to tell another how corrosive little snatches of memory can be, how bizarre the replay of words that never spoken, how bizarre the replay of words that were never spoken but greeted with a nod, a touch, or a silent glance. One is seldom ready to utter goodbye. One is seldom ready to utter goodbye, even as the doctor whispers to himself, not a very good condition. You do not fear the sinking moment, ever expecting the revival back to normalcy. But alas, thank you.
Uh, Dr. Lalit
Lalitji,
Mohan
thank you so
Sharma.
much.
Yeah, we are all teary eyed right now,
Same.
and we can understand the pain of everyone who has to go through this. But it's so nice that poetry sort of envelops you like a shawl. Thank you. Thank you for this poem.
Thank you.
Amidst the weight that drags the soul, a gentle light begins to creep. Soft whispers mend what time stole, and tender hearts find space to weep. How does healing take place, Rupa, according to you?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. And I want to start with Lalitji. Thank you so much for being a part of this panel today. And we know we will never understand what you are going through. Each one of us has experienced loss in different ways. And our deepest sympathies to you on behalf of everyone here and our group and family of LWG.
Thank you.
And Anshu ji, we send you prayers for your brother's well-being. Rita ji, for your son-in-law and for your daughter. Linette, it's lovely to have you. And Neelam, is always a pleasure when you and I rock and roll together. Thank you for doing this. And it's so important that we get together and we share our joys and pain. So thank you to each one of you. And back to my second poem. Thank you for the introduction, Neelam. It's titled Harmony. Dejected, disconsolate, woefully sad, distressing regrets, chaotic, feel evil bad. Life's trifles cause turbulent inner upset, spiraling soul slides to sorrows and regret. Letting go of heaviness from the past, from loss, helps us by distancing, not slow, but a little fast. allowing festering hurts drag eternally to last, hampering gifted moments rejected as outcast. Feeling miserable, sorry for self, negates the efforts invested in self help, tapping the expertise of nature, exercise, such poetry events like now and meditation lead to ease, peace, self compassion. Forgiveness forges harmony in spots tight. The nurtured relationships accept flaws with foresight. Letting in gratitude's sunshine invites healing light, ever ready to board the fun, silly, witty, caring life's flight. Thank you so very much.
That was a nice poem, Rupa. I was remembering that song which we might have all sung during our school days. This little guiding light of mine, I'm going to let it shine all the time, let it
Uh,
shine.
so lovely. Wrapped it up well. And let us move on to last but not the least, a poem by Neelam where she addresses it is not the death that a man should fear, but rather never beginning to live. I repeat, it is not death that a man should fear, but rather never beginning to live. Over to you, dear Neelam.
Thank you, Rupa. This is a very short poem. It's titled The Language of Death, and it is from my poetry book titled The Garden of Fragility. For some, death comes like a tsunami, taking away with it all the happiness and exuberance and leaves behind only ashes. For some, death comes like a slow poison. They know that they are being poisoned, and yet they are helpless and leave the world half heartedly. However, for some, death is always a part and parcel of their being. For some, death is always a part and parcel of their being. They breathe, they breathe murkiness, they hear darkness, and they speak in the language of death. They breathe murkiness, they hear darkness, and they speak in the language of death, all because they could never learn the language of life. All because they could never learn the language of life. So that is my poem, The Language of Death.
We all absolutely need to learn the lines and words of life. And each one of us in different ways has experienced loss, death of loved ones, near ones, dear ones, and the suffering behind the smiling display picture. All of us has different stories going on and unfolding. So we send nothing but love to each one of you who's joined us and who's listening in to us. Back to you, Neelam, and thank you for the lovely poem.
Thank you, Rupa. I suppose we had a wonderful session, dear poets. I thank each one of you, Dr. Rita Malhotra, Dr. Lalit Mohan Sharma, Linette Rabsatt, Dr. Anshu Sharma, and Rupa Rao on behalf of Literary Warriors Group for being a part of it. I'm sure that the viewers enjoyed it too. And I'm so happy to see Sadhbir Chaddaji, whom I just met in Delhi. She has enjoyed all the poems and she has commented about all of them. We have Mao Sur, who has joined us. So thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. And it is time to say adieu till we meet next in our 50th poetry. Bye bye from all of
Thank
us.
you.
Bye.
Thank you so much, Neelam ji and Anshu ji and fellow poets. I mean, it's really a memorable evening.
It's a great
Yeah,
time.
very, very heartening experience. And after
Great.
after what I have gone through over here, each day of anxiety and waiting, today's session was absolutely healing and
Yes.
totally and inspiring. So I'm so grateful to each one of you for being here.
Very, very glad to see
Thank
you
you,
all
Neelam.
and to listen to you. Lovely
Thank,
poems.
thank you,
Thank
Lalit.
you to each one of
Even
you, and
yours.
thank you to listeners and those who are watching now and will watch us later. Lovely to have met you today, and we'll meet you all again very soon. Good day, good night.
Thank,
Bye bye.
thank you.